The Pelicans, 35 against New Orleans. That's good. What was your takeaway from this game, bro? Your biggest
this weekend?
Well, you can say both. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, nothing from New Orleans. Nothing. All right, that was their G League team. Everybody's hurt. But OKC, I don't know how you couldn't be impressed, because OKC had every reason to lay it all on the line. All right, they needed to send a message, in my book, to the Los Angeles Lakers, to themselves, because Luka put them out of the playoffs last year. All right, even though OKC had the number 1 seed, and then LeBron James is LeBron James, and so if they had beaten them, and they were at home where they had the best record in the league, Lakers haven't been a good road team. You're coming off a loss to Houston, so you know you want to get some get back, as they say, and get rid of that loss, get that taste out of your mouth. And they got blasted. And the thing about the Lakers, we've always gone back and forth on the defense. Nobody's worried. Now that we've seen Luka and LeBron can work together offensively, nobody's really worried about that.
Oh, I don't know, man.
It's the defense.
Dallas won that trade. Anthony Davis, they're going to be in the conference finals.
But so defensively, though, they played great against OKC, hold them to 43% shooting. Great against Denver a month ago when they beat them, 40% shooting. Those are 2 top 5 offenses. Houston, when they just beat them, held them to 41% shooting. When they need to defend, J.J. Redick comes up with a scheme. They go all in, and they defend well. So, awesome for the Lakers. And Nick, if I'm Redick, I would sit LeBron and Luka for this next game.
100%.
And let OKC just sit there. If we meet them in the playoffs, they got to. These guys pummeled us last time.
This was, when I said that on Friday, when we did must win, and I said the Lakers had to beat the Pelicans, and you're dismissing it because the Pelicans are a bad team, understandably, but the Lakers have been bad against bad teams. Like that, you know what I mean? That was a game that they ended up blowing them out, but it was, I think, tied right, shortly after halftime, right? And I said they had to win that game. And they had to win Sunday so they could sit guys Tuesday. Because the Lakers, if they win 2 of their final 4, they get the 3 seed. And that is gold. It's not because the Rockets are bad or anything like that. It's just that is the spot you want to be in. And I just think going all out on Tuesday, you can go all out and lose to OKC. And then when the Mavs are fully rested, having not played since Saturday, and they don't play till Wednesday, then all of a sudden if you lose that one, then you go into a game against Houston that you have to win and then have to win game 82. So I definitely would sit the guys and say we're going to beat Dallas. And then if we beat Houston, we can rest game 82. If we lose to Houston, we have to beat the Blazers in game 82. If we don't do it, we don't deserve the 3 seed anyway. My bigger picture takeaway, Wildes, is I think this is the scariest team in the West. And I think if you're OKC, what reason do you have to believe that you have any way to slow down Luka Doncic? What can you point to in your team's history that says we have a plan for this guy? And my answer is they don't. There is nothing that he beat. He had success against him in the regular season this year. He beat him in 6 last year in the playoffs. And so I know you have been a Lakers skeptic, and I know that we can attribute some of the blowout or a lot of the blowout to them hitting threes. But the Thunder scoring 67 points through 3 quarters and Luka having his way with the defense again, none of that is because of 3-point variance. Like, what's your biggest takeaway for the Lakers?
I think it's only fair, and you can push back on it if you want, that I take extreme one-game examples and I kind of put them to the side. So when they were terrible against the Warriors from 3, and Luka was awful, I was like, you know what? There's only so much we can say that I'm not going to say Luka's bad. And when they set a franchise record for threes and shoot 68% from beyond the arc in the first half, I'm like, all right, I think I kind of take both of these, one bad game, one great game, and kind of put them aside.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I thought after the Warriors game, you were very upset with Brew and I that we were not using that game to call the Warriors more than strong contenders. I thought that game, Bruce said they were a contender, I said they were a contender,
Warriors
and
are good.
you said that's not enough.
Yeah, I wanted you to give it a little.
Right, but but that was
Off one game?
I also think
You're saying they're better than the Thunder all of a sudden off of one game.
I think
The Lakers?
Yeah.
Well, I thought that before.
I don't know. I think outlier shooting performances that result in close wins are different than outlier shooting performances that result in you're up by 25 the whole game.
Yeah, you shoot 68% from three. That's going to work.
But what about
You
the
go
defense?
13 for 16. It's all complementary.
What do you mean?
I think once you're down huge and they're raining threes, the whole game kind of gets away from you. So yeah, I do think they can play good defense. I think it was a weird game.
I felt now again, I could be projecting, but I felt like once OKC got down big and it kept, the Lakers maintained the lead like into the deep third quarter.
Yeah.
I just felt like OKC was like we got no answers. And maybe I'm projecting, but I just feel like when you look across and you see Luka and LeBron and they are destroying you, a young team like that, I just think that I felt like it was over.
Earlier, Brew. They were down 30 against the Warriors, and yesterday they were down 29, and then Friday they were down 23.
Luckily, they won't play any of those teams
against the Rockets. So what was your takeaway from OKC's weekend?
Look, I just think it's a bit of the youth and inexperience showing. I think their record this year, I respect them. I don't feel like they're going to win the championship this year or get to the finals, but I think next year is when they really make that jump. I just think the history of the league is that you either have veterans, a lot of veterans on your team, or you have been through several tough playoff series and some losses before you win a championship. That's just the history of the NBA. If they're going to, buck all that history and do something we haven't seen in about 50 years, then more power to them. But I just think it's going to be tough to do. I also think that they've got one star. He's a superstar. Jalen Williams was 4 for 14 yesterday. I know it's one game. Mm-hmm. Chet Holmgren is as young. Should be in college age-wise. But
he's not consistent.
Yeah, and I think Chet is going to be a star, if not a superstar one day. And I think Jalen's a legit player that is kind of a star on the edge of becoming a star. But I just don't think they're ready yet. Now, I'm not saying they'll get bounced in the first round. I think they will play well in the playoffs, and maybe it'll be a heartbreaking loss that they suffer this year, which will bode well for them going forward. I just don't think they're going to win the West.
You know those graphics that pop up on Twitter all the time where it's, whether it's ESPN.com or Fox Sports or NBA.com, where it's like all the writers and the logo of who they picked?
Yeah.
I think we're going to see some of those for OKC's round one series. That is 50-50 in logos.
50-50
because a lot of the media loves OKC.
Yes, not if it's Memphis, but if they play the Clippers in round one, if they play the Timberwolves in round one, if they play the Nuggets or the Warriors, that's the full list of teams they could be playing. I think that you are going to see it is going to be very trendy to pick against this team. I will not be doing that, for the record. I think that as I sit here today, I will pick OKC in every series they play except for against the Lakers. But I do think that the playoff whistle could cost Shea 3 points a game, which is a lot.
Average-wise, he's gotten close to as many free throws in the playoffs.
Yes,
I
understand.
For what it's worth.
And last year, right? Last year he was great in the playoffs, by the way. But I agree with everything Bruce said about Jalen and Chet. I'm probably not as bullish long-term on Chet as you guys are. And Jalen, it'll be a remarkable feat if Shea gets this team to win a championship with the second-best player being current Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
That'll be an all-time remarkable achievement. And I know that sounds like I'm trash on Jalen Williams. I don't mean to. I just know who the second-best guys. Right. And so I think people were looking for a reason to doubt them. And I think this weekend gave it to them.
Okay.
Nick, that 1% of title pie you gave him last
I gave him 2%.
Oh, you gave him 2%? I'll give him that.
I'll
put him on the board. 1.7%. They raised the bar in my eyes a little bit. I don't think they're going to win the West. I still give them very little chance to win the West. But this was an impressive weekend from them. And obviously, I mean, Steph, that's odd that he only scores 3 points. But I'm going to give them credit. Dylan Brooks, Amin Thompson, they fronted Steph. They denied him the basketball. They doubled him at times. Like, Ime Udoka is a fantastic coach. And the only thing, I mean, I just still think, similar to OKC, they're young. They haven't made the playoffs in this will be the first time in about 5 years.
Yeah, since Harden's
that they've
gone.
made the playoffs,
this
right?
unit has
So
never done it.
again, you're not going from having made the playoffs to beating some of these veteran teams. But I tell you what, even if they lose in the first round, they're going to make it tough. They could lose in the first. They play the Clippers
every team
or the
in the
Nuggets.
West could lose.
I'm not saying they can't like it's an impossibility.
You think it'd be that bad?
I'm saying they can't.
No, just
Yeah, I get, you're saying
I'm
it'd
not
be a
saying they
huge negative. If they
I
lose
disagree
to
with that.
Denver
Yeah.
in a tough 6 or 7 games, I don't think you're killing
disagree.
them.
The only person in America that the Rockets losing in round 1 is awful for is you. Everyone else is fine. Everyone else, like
Memphis, I give you, and I think you would agree that.
Memphis,
You lose to
Memphis is the only one because
but
Memphis is
maybe
weird.
Ja goes
but
berserk.
I mean, if you draw, think about again the teams you could draw in round 1. The Clippers, who are red hot.
They shouldn't lose to the Clippers, though. But keep going.
The Warriors, the Timberwolves, who were in the conference finals last year, or the Nuggets, who have the best player in the world. Like I don't know what your takeaway of the weekend is because I know you throw out outlier performances. So you beat Steph and he scores 3 points. Doesn't even count.
Well, it's different when you force him to three.
What?
Force him.
Well, think about it. You beat him by what? 10? Was it 10? And he had 3 points. You can't feel good about that.
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. The Lakers beat the Thunder by 27. Holding them to 99 points, and you dismiss it because they had a hot 3-point shooting.
No, I dismissed both. I did gymnastics rulings for the Lakers. The best performance and their worst performance, I got rid of them. I was just doing the middle performances.
Well, okay, that's fine.
For Luka, great and not
got
great.
it. And for the Rockets, holding Steph to 3 points is not outlier.
Being held to 3 points is different than just missing shots.
Okay.
You see the defense?
He missed 90% of his shots.
Forced him to miss. Okay. Oh, if J.J. Redick draws it up. Oh. But if Ime draws it up, it's
we
just
give
dumb
Ime
luck.
credit. Listen, I think the Rockets
coach.
can. Right now, if we got Houston, Denver round 1, I'd pick Houston.
So
I would definitely pick them against Denver or Memphis, and I would think of I don't know who I would pick them against Golden State. And so Clippers, Minnesota, I got to I'm still worried
against
about
Golden
Clippers'
State?
health.
I'll take Rockets. Did you just watch again? I had 3 points. With Kawhi, they're 23-11, but look at the bottom line there. 10-1 in their last 11 games with him. Your biggest takeaway, bro, for your Clippers?
The most optimistic thing for Clippers fans is that Kawhi played a back-to-back for the first time this season. Now, he didn't play a ton of minutes in either game. He was around 25 minutes each game. But look, I mean, I'm sorry. And other than diehard Clippers fans who are going to ride or die with them, I don't know how you can put major faith in them. Now, it's not about winning a series or two. I mean, if they win 2 series, people will be like, wow, what a year for the
in
Clippers.
franchise history, literally.
Didn't they get to
they got to the greatest year in franchise history.
Okay. But when Ty Lue won a championship, I know he's not satisfied with just that, with just getting to the conference finals. When Kawhi went there, now revisionist history after all the failures, maybe it'll look like, oh wow, he got him to the conference finals. Yeah. But when he went there, you're right, King of LA. Everybody thought they'd win a championship.
Well, not everybody.
With him and Paul George.
It was very. They were the Vegas favorite. It was LeBron was scared. Yes, 100%. It was a whole thing that he was going to get to 3 rings with 3 different teams. That was a big deal. Someone was going to win 3 rings with 3 Finals MVPs with 3 different teams. It was a huge deal until LeBron did it that year, and then no one cared anymore. And so, yes, like that. So I agree with you, Brew. That would be a disappointment, but it has now been. It's like you had a kid that had a scholarship to Harvard, But then during his college years got arrested 5 times. And then it's like at 24,
the bar has been so low.
24, it's like, oh my God, he just got a job with a law firm. Like, oh wow, something good could happen here. And I'm rooting for Kawhi to stay healthy. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.